Aggressive drivers. Yes. Sales clerks who first ignore you and then act like they own the store. Snarky emailers. I mean, are you fed up with people's overall crankiness? Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Biggest pet peeve is when I have my blinker on for a great parking spot and someone comes from the opposite side and steals it. It happens all the time. I have a friend who chooses to share all her important information, her engagements, her wedding, the birth of her child, all via email. And I just wish she would call me. My phone number hasn't changed in 15 years. And the group emails I just find incredibly rude. I absolutely despise when people do not wash their hands after using the restroom. I saw one of my coworkers doing it the other day. It absolutely made me cringe. I was having lunch in the lunchroom, and one of the guys started clipping his nails, and nails went like flying all over the place and landed in your food, and it was just like the grossest thing I've ever seen. Ugh. When people throw their cigarettes out of their windows and on the ground, I think it's rude and it's disgusting and very inappropriate. I don't like when people talk on their cell phone so loud that you can hear the conversation and what they did the night before. I hate it whenever I go to church and I hear cell phones ringing.
One of my biggest pet peeves is when I see people texting while trying to drive.
It drives me bananas when my husband is always on his BlackBerry and not talking or paying attention to anything else going on.
When you're in somebody else's presence and they decide to text, it drives me insane.
I was recently out on the date where a guy answered his phone every time it rang. If I walked out of the restaurant, I don't think you even would have noticed.
Wrong guy for you. So we need to learn to be more civil to each other. I talked to Jerry Seinfeld about that for O Magazine a while back. It's so interesting when I asked him what was his big pet peeve, he said civility. Nobody's ever said that as an answer in all the years I've asked that question. He says the top 3 rudest behaviors for him were cutting people off on the road, the BlackBerry or cell phone abuse, and interrupting while someone is talking. I like that list. Mine are people who are chewing gum with their mouth open. I don't want to see it. Same thing about BlackBerries, and also can't stand when people are rude to service workers, because I think you show who you are by how you treat people who are serving you. Okay, so people ask me all the time.
Can you see that baby?
Really do. And I also think this is very rude, so don't do it to me.
You see that baby in the mirror?
People say this to me all the time. Do you remember meeting me? Okay, and then I try to be civil about it, like, oh, hi, how are you? And then they go, what's my name? See, I think that is rude. Right? Because it's enough that I'm trying to be civil and, oh, hi, how are you? And it's usually one of those 8 years ago you saw me in an elevator kind of things. And, oh, is that you? Oh, great. Bend your hair. Okay, where's Nancy Dorsey? Nancy, I hear you have a pretty awful cell phone story.
Yes, I was at my gynecologist's office, and I put my legs in the stirrup.
Oh, no.
Totally exposed, and his cell phone went off, and he answered it. Oh, my gosh. It was not an urgent conversation, and it went on for 7 to 10 minutes.
While he's down there with the spatula? No, you know that thing. What do they call that thing? The what? Speculum. Okay. Well, he's down there with that thing. It's disgusting.
Isn't
so
that
what are you doing? The whole time? There's not much you can do.
And yeah, poor bedside manner, rude, inappropriate.
What, did you say that? Say that?
I didn't say anything. I just was shocked.
Yeah. And then you got up and put your clothes on.
I never went back.
Never went back.
I never went back.
Okay. Very good. That's bad.
I wouldn't either.
Thank you, Nancy.
You're gonna get that, Libby Lou?
Stephanie in our audience says that she sees rudeness run amok every day working at airport security. Y'all can imagine. For the TSA. Stephanie, you have a few doozies, right? Oh, absolutely. Stand up.
Well, we see about 2 million people. They fly every day, and
Whereas most people are pretty cordial and, you know, they're just trying to get through.